What's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be my top 10 fall autumn recommendations for 2018. And I say recommendations because a lot of these fragrances I'm not going to be able to enjoy because I'm a workaholic, meaning I'm always in reviewing mode. I'm always trying different fragrances out there for the channel. I do have 10, they are in no particular order, and like a lot of my top 5s or top 10s, I try to give you guys something that's a little bit different out there, but I do have one honorary mention, and the honorary mention, I'm probably gonna butcher the name, but this is Trussardi Riflesso. So some of the notes, tonka bean, leather, apple, lavender, and so on with some citruses. This actually looks quite old. It looks very mature, very dated, but I believe it came out last year. I only bought this yesterday, and I ended up finishing the sample. This is a great scent, perfect for fall. It's definitely not mature and it's not dated by any means. This certainly has a bit of a classy, mature, but not age-wise now. Just mature as like how you behave yourself, sexiness to it. And the very first one officially in this video is going to be from the house of Ferrari. What kind of top 5 or top 10 would this not be if it did not have a Ferrari fragrance? This is me we're talking about. Ferrari's Silver Essence. What you get coconut, woods, incense, cinnamon, hazelnut, and so on. When I first smelled this one, I was not a fan. I definitely have to give this one a fair chance, and I'm glad I did. This is a very unique fragrance, and I'm not really into unique fragrances, interesting, artsy fartsy. That's not who I am. I'm a very safe kind of guy. But what makes this one unique is the coconut. Coconut to me is more of a warmer seasons note, and I don't really associate it with it being in a fall or winter fragrance, but it certainly does very well with the incense and the woods. Great masculine fragrance, signature scent worthy. It does come across as mature in the age department, but if you're a younger man who has his life together and is very wise beyond his years, you will definitely like this one. Next fragrance is actually a 2018 release. This house is more so for the younger guy, I find, but this is Guess 1981 Indigo for men. So with this one you get fig, coconut, iris, lavender, musk, and so on. This is actually a different type of scent, and it's one of the better ones of 2018 releases. Again, I find that Guess does cater more so for the younger demographic, but I like this fragrance. And this is certainly one that I'm going to be keeping. But this has a youthful, fun, flirty, casual kind of vibe. Even though it is casual, I think that you can wear this to a semi-formal event. Nothing too serious, but if you're going to a daytime event where you do have to dress up in a suit and tie, this will actually do pretty well. You can wear this spring, summer, but fall. Great scent, great 2018 release, and this only cost 40 bucks. Next fragrance, I kind of hyped this one up a little bit, I kind of praised it, and this was the very first fragrance that got me into the house. The house had their heyday back in the 90s, but this one is Tommy Hilfiger Endless Blue. So with this one you get cognac, rosemary, cardamom, and black pepper. Originally I thought that this was going to be more so of a summertime fragrance just because of the color of the bottle. The notes themselves I find are a little bit too heavy for the summertime, unless like a cooler summer evening. But what you get out of this one, you get a lot of the spices with booze and a little bit of the rosemary. Definitely is very masculine, somewhat mature if you will, but you know, a little bit, but sexy. But you can dress this one down to dressing up. Formal, semi-formal, great going out scent, great bang for your buck, sexy, shit, what more can I say? Next fragrance is from a house that really is known for their fashion, but not their fragrances. Robert Graham's Valour. So you get amber, coffee, and sage. There's only 3 notes to this one, but I get a lot of the amber and coffee. This is a great fall, but also wintertime fragrance. You can wear this dressing down to dressing up. It does have a bit of a mature vibe, if you will. Some of these are more mature than others, but you can wear this, if you're a younger guy, you can certainly wear this easily. I find that this is more so of a night out fragrance, or if you're an older man, this would be a great office fragrance. With that coffee note in it, it does have a bit of a gourmandy, playful type of vibe. And I find like if I'm gonna give this like if I'm gonna say that this is sexy, this is more so for the grown and sexy, not for the young and sexy. Scent number 5, Baldessarini's Strictly Private. So with this one, vanilla, woods, rose, resin, pink pepper, woods, and so on. The main star in this one is the rose, and I do not like rose-based fragrances. However, this one I do. Rose-based fragrances I find lean a little bit more so on the feminine side, but the rose in this is actually done on the masculine side, especially when you get the resinous vibe from the resin note. There is like a balsamic feel I find to this one. There is a powdery feel to it as well. This is more so of a dressier scent, not for something like this, but when you have to dress up. You know, black tie, semi-formal, business casual, this is certainly will shine in a suit and tie. This is what I picture the most when it comes to this fragrance. Next fragrance, Perry Ellis Cobalt. So with this one you get Cashmeran, you get Fig, I believe it is. There's a Boozy Accord, which I believe it's from, I'm not too sure, but in woods. This is very masculine. It's very different than a lot of the other Perry Ellis fragrances, and I can't think of anything to compare this one to. I find it's more so of a very masculine, mature scent, but a younger man can rock this if they're going out. This is definitely not a school scent. This is a fragrance for the serious guy out there, dressing up, who's going out, who's going to be conducting meetings if you're not. For me, if I'm picturing a younger man wearing this, this is more of a go-getter, someone who has that suit and tie, who works long hours, who's very mature for his age, dresses up. This is what I picture on a younger man. But when it comes to the older guy, just like a boss guy, like a dad, an older man who's got his shit together already. Next scent, Ferrari's Vetiver Essence. With this one, vetiver, cardamom, coffee, hazelnut, Szechuan pepper, and so on. So just like the Silver Essence, this one I did not like initially when I smelt it, but I had to give it a fair chance, and one of my favorites out there. With this one here, you get lots of vetiver, and it's not like a dank, wet type of vetiver. It's like a dry vetiver with a lot of the coffee and cardamom. There is some hazelnut to it, and spices, maybe a little bit. I haven't really worn this one in quite some time, but I really do like it. It does have a mature vibe, but a younger man can rock this one. For this fragrance, I pretty much picture like a man wearing like a scarf, has a bit of a sense of style, going to Starbucks. That's what I think this one is. But this is also a bit of a boss scent. This does come across as a little bit bold, a little bit loud, so you do have to watch your applications because it is a bit of a banger. If you want sexiness on a budget, then Zegna Forte is for you. So with this one you get honey, tobacco, tonka bean, amber, different citruses, and so on. So this is pretty much like Armani Code, but with honey. It's an evening scent, but you can wear it during the daytime, but it has that evening vibe. It has that Armani Code vibe, if you will. I find that Code is a sexy fragrance, can be worn by anybody, along with this one here. Code and this kind of have that bad boy feel, if you will, just because it is a little bit dark, it's a little bit mysterious, it has that sweetness and that little playfulness, but also someone who's classy as well. Great scent. This is so much cheaper than Code, if you will. And I did do a smell and rate with Adolescence a few weeks ago when I was in Jersey, and I asked him if this reminds him of anything, and he did say that this does remind him a lot of Armani Code. Not completely, but it goes along the Code route because of that tonka bean. I personally really do love this one, and for like $30 or under, and this stuff does last quite a bit. Next scent is actually my only Carolina Herrera fragrance, that is 212 VIP Black. So with this one you get something called Absinthe. Not sure what that is, but I'll mention that in a second. Vanilla, lavender, musk, anise, and fennel. Those are the only notes to this one. I only wore this one a few times because it's been too hot, you know, especially when I'm recording this video, we got a bit of a heat wave. Absinthe, according to Fragrantica, is like an alcoholic beverage, the photo that I've seen. If that is true, I don't get no boozy accord out of this. I get no alcoholic beverage type of vibe. I do get a gourmandy type of vibe, however. I do get the vanilla, I get some lavender. I get a little bit of musk, but not a lot. This fragrance is a young, sexy, flirty, mysterious, party out, night out type of fragrance. An older guy can rock it, but I find it's more so for the younger guy. And the last one in this video has never been mentioned in the fragrance community because it's actually from a wet shaving company. So my buddy Doug from the company Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, that's a mouthful, let me tell you, specializes in wet shaving. He does have some aftershaves, but he also just created this one. And this one here is in the only spray bottle, but this is Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Boomtown Bay Rum. Say that 5 times fast, my god. So with this fragrance, what you get citrus, you get West Indian Bay, and you get like a boozy accord. So oak barrel aged, and you will also want me to say this, 0 goose egg, nada. There's no cloves in this one, but you get a heavy dose of clove vibe. And from what Doug tells me, from what he told me, bay is like a relative or something like that of cloves. So I do get a boozy, clove, spicy type of vibe. I don't get citruses. This stuff lasts all day long because it is an eau de parfum. So this is definitely a very masculine, mature. This is like an alpha male type of fragrance, you know. So when I picture this fragrance, I pretty much think of like SEAL Team 6, Navy SEALs. This is what their body is secreting. Not testosterone, but this. My wife hates this stuff because it is just too strong, too bold for her. And I can understand because it is that. You know, we'll probably, if I spray this on my scalp, it might just grow the hair on this balding head of mine. I did ask a lot of my West Indian friends at work what they thought. The women did not really like this one because they thought it was a little too loud, but the men out there really do. They find this really does come across as a West Indian scent. And let me just explain that because I know that there's a lot of people out there who will say, oh, that's racist. No, it's not, because West Indian Bay. This West Indians do drink quite a bit. It's part of their culture. Just how wine and drinking is part of the European culture. In the Caribbean culture, they do drink quite a bit. And trust me, I have seen West Indians towed the fuck down. And they could outdrink Europeans, in my opinion. Never thought that would ever happen, but I've been to a number of West Indian weddings. And if you're from Toronto, you definitely know how West Indians like to get down. They like to partay. So everyone, that's my top 10 fall autumn recommendations for 2018. So what I'm gonna do is that I did review a lot of these fragrances, so the links will be down below, including this one, just in case you would like to check this one out. I did not review this one just yet, but if you want to check out the notes and where you can get it, I will attach that link down below to my buddy Doug's place, alright? So which ones of these fragrances do you like the most? Is there any ones that intrigue you the most? Is there any ones that you just can't stand? So hopefully this video was a little bit different from some of the other ones out there that I gave you guys a different type of list. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, share the video, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell. Guys, thank you for your time, take care, and see you later.